Heyo! So, fair warning, there's going to be quite a few spoilers in here for my UIM completionist series, which I am definitely still working on, but I figured this run was just way too cool not to share. It's a crazy PB that I got. It's with a blowpipe, not a twisted bow, so we're going to go through it. I'm going to sort of talk over some of the more important moments, and hope you enjoy. Alright, so as we're getting into thieving right here, not much to talk about in this room. Bring a lockpick and have 99 thieving, and that's all you need to do. But if we take a look up in the top left, we can look at the rotation for this old raid. We got Thieving, Unknown, Shamans, Vespula, Guardians, right? And this is only viable because of the new Chambers changes, which are just so awesome, by the way. But one quick tip, if you didn't already know, I mean, look at the thieving's almost already done. These changes are phenomenal, but that unknown there used to be pretty spooky because we never knew if that was going to be ice demon or crabs or what. Yeah, there's no way to know. But recently they actually updated the mobile client, so you can actually scout it on mobile beforehand, and that's how I know that it is tightrope coming up. So that's why I have those Phoenix necklaces in my inventory. Potting up to 115 here to give me the best chance of survival. There's no point in doing any Kirby skip or any of that nonsense with purple sweets in regular chambers, especially when tightrope is the second room. So you bring the two Phoenix necklaces, and you'll see when I go through it the tech to stay alive. And it's not a 100% chance to work because you can just get trucked and everything will just destroy you, but in this case I do get lucky. And I move the Phoenix necklace up there to the top of my inventory so it's easy to see. I position my camera like this, and you just cross. You pray range and augury, and you're going to take a bunch of damage, but it's fine. You'll see here the Phoenix necklace procs there, and I pop another one on, insta-click on the rope, and we're through, right? So now they're going to hit me pretty hard again, but you'll see the Phoenix necklace will proc right here again. I'm at 43 HP, and all of those attacks just got nulled. So I have to tank there, sip a couple of brews, and we're home free, and that saves so much time. Even if you just kill the rangers, skip the majors, it's just such a crazy time save doing that. I skipped the dew hole here. I'm stammed up anyways, it doesn't much matter. Heading into shamans, I decide I'm going to shadow them instead of blowpiping. Blowpiping is better DPS, but I opted not to bring a range pot in favor of the two Phoenix necklaces and the lockpick, and those ended up being a bigger time save than the range pot would have been. And, Shadow's fine here, not to mention it helps with the range. I mean, Blowpipe is janky. I fuck up the movement there and he jumps, but you always just want to be, you can tag the other one. You just always want to be attacking in this room. That's the big thing. All of these little purple Barneys, everything, nothing really matters as long as just sort of stay around the edge. In the CM layout, I usually have the entire edge of the room marked, but I don't have it in this layout, obviously. I chance a jump there. I get lucky that it doesn't happen, and you'll see on this one I correct it. I stand next to the Barneys, and then it can't jump. All in all, this was a really solid Shaman's room. Shadow did its job. There's no better way to describe it. Into Vespula here, another one where Shadow just goes crazy. You sit the stam, you go there, and the redemption. It's a pretty simple room, but with the Chambers changes, it's just so much better. It drops the overload, which makes, layouts like this possible. I do fuck up here, I think. Maybe not this one, but I clicked the wrong tile. I'm getting a little bit of Jad hands here. Where is it here? Yeah, so you see there, I click like 1 pixel too wide, and all of a sudden I'm in melee distance. So I tank a couple of melees here, and I get lucky that I only get hit a 5 and a 6. So I could have planked there, actually, and ruined the run. But I don't. I survive. I am out of supplies, though. I used more than I thought I would, which is just not great, right? A good Vespula there should be 30 seconds. Mine's about 46 seconds. So not the best, but not the worst. And all in all, considering I don't have a saturated heart, still pretty solid. Into Guardians here, I probably should have dropped a Dragon Warhammer on one of these, but it doesn't matter that much because they have... in CMs it's one thing, it's pretty worth it, but in regular chambers it's just kind of not. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my supplies, and it's not looking great. So I'm really relying on Blood Fury here to do its job, and it's working, right? So you'll notice I delayed the overload sip. I did not sip it right after Vespula. I had to delay it here until the Blood Fury got me over 50, and thankfully it did pretty quickly. But there's an alternate reality in which it just doesn't, and I have to sip that a brew before going into Ulm. But thankfully, no. And now I'm just thinking, I would really love it if Blood Fury got me above 30, right? Ulm's max hit, off the top of my head, I want to say it's a 28, something like that in solo. So you really want to be hovering around the 30 HP or above. Anything below that and you're chancing it. So I'm just sitting here. I'm really hoping for a Blood Fury proc. I don't think I get it, but that's okay. I'm also working on prayer. Yeah, there we go. So now that's the entire raid, right? That's done. We mine the rocks because those are actually worth doing now. If you have a layout with Guardians, bring the pickaxe and mine all the rocks. Don't bring an axe to chop and still go through the boulders. And it's really good. I decided to skip this dew hole here because I'm really fast and that one's way out of the way. So I don't go for either of those and I just sip the stam. But yeah, I've got 2 brews, I've got 3 doses of restore, and I've got an enhancement overload. So this is not looking good. Usually I like to have 2 full restores and at least 3 brews. But we work with what we got. It just means I'm not going to be able to pray for the entire run. Switch into my mage gear, make sure I'm on accurate, and we run in. Now, first things first, I'm really hoping for a good side Ulm here, and I just don't get it. So this is kind of tragic, and I'm thinking that the run is over. But it's, not. And then even then, I'm fumbling. I'm putting on the Avernic. I missed the hammer. It's tragic. It's awful. I splashed there, which is awful. I didn't summon the Thrall. Oh, that was a chance. I didn't get the prayer up, but we're alive. We're on 10 HP, and here I'm thinking that the run is dead, right? So if I did this all correctly, I mean, that's another 10, 15 second save. But now I'm in it. We're in the mage run. There's not much to talk about here. It's bad side Ulm, right? Thrall is doing its job and keeping the head turning because that shadow with its like 20 tick attack delay, it's just insane. We tank here. Get unlucky, it was not the range, but I did tank a 0, which is great. I went for the redemption proc because I've got no brews. There's so little room for error here, and I already made a big mistake when entering the room. I switched the lance into position there, and yeah, now we just truck the mage hand. Nice little switch into there, getting it tick perfect there so I can get 2 hits before the head turns there. And we're instantly going into the run. I should not have turned my prayer off there because I don't think I was certain that I was in 4-1 and it just ended up happening. I did note that I'm in acid phase, so I don't have to do a run. And that's just so unfortunate, isn't it? A 26 right off the bat. Putting me at 20 HP, and now I'm sitting here and I think I risk this. So that's a chance right there, right? If it maged me and it maged me big, I'm dead, right? And the run is over. But I'm sitting here. I only have 2 brews. I can't do it. I do it again. Oh, it's spooky, but we're alive. We're alive. Oh, I'm just doing insane damage here, right? So you see it in the chat box. Ooh, wait. Oh, pause. Look at the acid run. We're good at the game. We have the redemption up. Oh, it's just so beautiful, isn't it? I love acid in solos. And look at that. Okay, that's a really insane time. 210, right? So that melee hand was less than a minute with a lance and 1 hammer. That's really solid, right? The mage hand was a little long, but whatever. It was bad side Ulm. So now we're into good side Ulm, and I do a slightly different start than most people, especially here when I'm at fucking 27 HP and no brews. So I shadow once, switch into the hammer, spec, and you can get another shadow off here before it turns, and now you're perfectly into the mage run. And you can do this on both sides on the 2nd and 3rd phase. It's not perfect because you have to kind of either count the rotations or guess as to when you're getting to 4-1 after the fact. But it works for me, and you take no damage in switching, and that's what I really like, and that's what I was focusing on here, because I'm still at 23 HP. I've only sipped once, right, which is good, but, yeah, it's spooky. It's spooky. This side of Ulm with the shadow, it's just so much better. I feel like it goes faster, even though it probably doesn't. But I mean, look at that. The DPS is there. I'm thinking it's almost dead. There, I know it's dead, and I could just hit the melee hand, but I decide to take a little bit of a time loss there and run it a little bit, and that saves me a hit. Now I'm at 26 HP and I chance it, right? So that actually is a chance, and I do it. So that's another chance right there. We're just, it's a low percentage chance. Like I said, I think its max hit is like 28 or 29. So I'm not guaranteed to die. I do it again. I throw the redemption up in case, right? You know, prayer is easier to get with the enhanced than HP is. But you'll notice I'm really going to town on these flicks. Ooh, the range clenched a little bit, but we're going through it. Blood Fury is doing work right now, and look at these hits. That was a 50, a 43, a 45, a 41, a 0, another 0. Thrall's doing the work, and then a 23 to the finish, right? So that was an insane phase. That was 153, right? So that was another sub 1 minute melee hand, which is really good for my gear, right? You notice I'm in Missouri, right? I don't bring Bandos, I don't have Torva. My melee gear, it's just the Lance, the Avernic, and the Altar just doing work. We do the same start here. I actually attack, I think it ticked late there, but we're good. Get the, oh no, I don't have spec, so I bop it. This is just, there's so many mistakes in this run, which is so crazy. But I can actually use that to my advantage later on, because like I said, this is bad side Ulm, right? So I long range it here, I notice that my spec is back, and I go for it here. And what this actually does is this saves me, well, you know, provided I don't miss, which I did. Oh no, I was on long range. That's unfortunate, so I tank a hit there anyways. But the idea was there, and I didn't have to tank a hit, but I did. And I opt here to actually lose some DPS in favor of not taking another hit. I probably shouldn't have done that. I was probably thinking I was on 23 HP again, but I'm at 50, right? Blood Fury went in. So that was an int, but we're still working it. I leave it here, so it's at 42 HP. I know Shadow can do that. And we start chucking on the melee hand. Blood Fury is just going in. Oh, good skip there. You'll notice here, I'll do it again, or I'll point it out here. I actually go 2 tiles out when I'm on this phase. I normally only go 1 tile out to preserve run energy, but I go 2 here, and that ensures that the flame wall spawns 2 tiles away, which gives you a little bit of room. Because if you don't do that, what actually ends up happening is there's a chance that the flame wall blocks your path, and you end up falling out of 4 to 1 before you can get there, which is just unfortunate. And that, I mean, those damage numbers are just insane. Lance was really the MVP here, and now I'm splashing, so I do the boot takeoff. You got to do it. That's 2 splashes in a row. I get burned, which is just the worst. But two solid shadow hits in a row, and I'm set. Decent switch, except I forget the blowpipe. Oh no. And now we're in it. So this is the 7-0 blowpipe method. I really like it. There is an alternate method where, you know, you drag it on this side, and then I skip 2 hits here in favor of just walking, but you can still attack there and tank a hit. But considering I have, at this point, 4 Brutoses and 1 restore, it's just not worth it. I have to take the DPS loss and just keep chugging away. And I'm so scared at this point. We're chucking the blowpipes back. It doesn't hit a big number, but it hits something. But you'll notice, so I think my blowpipe's accuracy here should be roughly 50%, but it is just going in, right? An average Olm's head with blowpipe is around 150. That's actually a cool moment. You'll notice I shimmied out of the way by 1 tile. You don't have a lot of leeway with this room, with this running method rather, but you do have a little bit, so you can avoid the the boulders that land right on these squares that I'm at here. You'll notice I do it again right here. So I take a 12 instead of a 20. But yeah, I mean, I don't even have enough time to talk about it. Blowpipe just did so much goddamn damage. And you'll see there that Ohm's head was about 128 or something. Insane, right? So I saved like 30 seconds there. And yeah, that's a 15-minute PB. That is really just something else. No twisted bow, Shadow really doing most of the work, and Lance going in, taking a bow. Oh, I love it. I love this game. I think this is just it's a really cool and solid example of just how crazy some of these Chambers changes will be. Because, I mean, first of all, it was a completely non-starter layout prior to the changes. Shamans, Vespula, Guardians, right? And now with the overload from Vespula, all of a sudden it's viable. So it's really cool to see just how different Chambers is. And I think a lot of people need to look at it in a different light. A lot of people I know are still rocking either the VTV, the classic, or they're going for the VSV. But there's so many layouts now that are feasible. Even Mutadial layouts are pretty good if you have a ZGS. So it's something to think about. It's something to look at. But yeah, so thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, you're either a friend of mine, in which case, what's up, man? How you doing? Or you forgot to click off the video, in which case, thanks for the engagement, fella. But yeah, I've been thinking about trying to make some SnoopTech trademark. That's trademarked. Some SnoopTech guides on various pieces of content, because I have a funny way of doing some of these bosses, man. And I'm already working on a Chambers version of that, which I'll have out, I don't know, probably in 10 to 20 years. But if you have any other ideas of bosses, I was thinking maybe my Whisperer tech, because you'll see that on the UIM Completionist in probably 15 to 30 years for that one. Yeah, it'll be a while, but we'll get there. If you have any of those, if you have any ideas, leave a comment, or leave a comment anyways, because, boost my engagement, because that's cool. Snoop out.